Asato Mā Sadgamaya, Tamaso Mā jyotirgamaya, Mṛtyor amṛtaṁ gamaya. Om śāntiḥ, śāntiḥ, śāntiḥ. Hello Sangha, welcome to day 10. We're getting to double figures in terms of our days. I found another spot on my favourite beach for us to see while we're practicing. We're going to do a joint mobilisation, working from the toes all the way up through to our fingers and our neck. Yeah, it's really a useful thing to do. Before you do any big movements, it's a kind of nice thing to do if you're a runner or if you are just looking to just keep your body supple, really, to be honest. And then we'll finish with Asato Mā Sadgamaya again, okay? So let yourself come to a position where you can rest on your back comfortably. If you need to do the regular ways we tune in, then feel free to do that. Otherwise, bring your right knee up towards you and spread your toes and then squeeze your toes. Spread your toes and squeeze. Spread your toes and squeeze your toes. And do that a couple more times. See if you can identify your big toe individually and your little toe individually. The three middle ones are a little harder to separate in your mind because they're so interconnected. And then squeeze them one last time, like it's a fist, if it was your hand, and then open them. And then start to circle that foot around, making movements with your big toe, trying to make those circles as wide as you can. I'm just lifting the foot up if you're looking at the camera. You don't have to lift it up. And circle it, okay? And change directions again if you haven't already. And you feel the muscles underneath your hands firing on and off like pistons. And then let that foot relax, let the leg relax, become really loose and passive through the leg, and use your arms to make circles. Taking your knee out wider. So you're working into the hip really here. And then you can take your left hand away and make the circles a little wider, just using your right hand again, keeping the leg fairly passive. And then finally, take the right hand away and become active through the leg and make those circles as wide as you feel comfortable for your hip. And then bring your right knee towards you, clasp both hands around it, take an inhale, and as you exhale, let your nose come towards your knee. Let your head come down. Slide your hands behind your thigh if you can, and circle your foot again, this time letting your foot come up towards the sky. Okay? And you feel your leg pull away as your hamstrings start to engage and start to feel that resistance. Good, circling it around. And then bend your knee and just turn your foot in and out, okay? So you're trying to get into the knee joint a little bit, and we'll do that when we're standing too. And then hug that knee towards you, okay? Straighten your left leg. We're going to move towards the spine. Take your left hand outside your right knee. Let your right arm relax out to the side. And use your left hand to bring your right knee over to the left. So you're rolling onto your left hip. Okay, you might even feel that stretch across your chest and your shoulder as you make this movement. Come back to the center, hug both knees towards you, okay? And gently rock your hips from side to side. Let's try that another side. So your right foot can rest, clasp both hands around it, spread your toes and then squeeze your toes. Spread your toes and squeeze your toes. And you'll even feel here activity underneath your hands. You feel the connection between the lower leg and the toes and how everything's connected through your body. Which is why it's really hard to isolate parts of your body. So you're spreading and squeezing. Really, the body is a unit, you know. Everything affects everything else. And then from there, can you circle your foot around? Circling one way and circling the opposite way. Take your time with this. You know, it really pays dividends to do all this work, easing into your body. Good. And then let your foot relax and start to circle your knee around. So you're keeping your leg passive and relaxed, and your arms are, it's like they're stirring a big pot. And you can take your right hand away and make the circles a little wider. And you can take your left hand away and make your leg active and the circles wider still. Good. And then bring the knee towards you, take both hands around it. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, let your nose come towards your knee. Let your head come down. Slide your hands behind your thigh. Circle your foot and start to take that foot towards the sky. And you might notice this leg is slightly different from the other legs. So you're circling and raising it, circling and raising it. Okay. You can bring your head up towards it if that feels the right thing to do for you. Just notice how things are for you today. Good. And then bend your knee, take both hands around it and hug it in towards you. Okay. Straighten your right leg. Take your left arm out wide as you take your right hand outside your left knee. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, make that movement of drawing your knee over towards the opposite side. Okay. Just relaxing, letting your shoulders soften. Just noticing where you feel that in your body, not making any judgment about whether it's good or bad. And when you're ready, bring everything back to the center. Hug both knees towards you. Make circles. Circles, okay. And then keep your knees together, spread out both arms wide, and just get a little more into your back by taking the knees to one side and the other side. So one side and the other side. Okay. Bring your knee back towards the center, hug it towards you, and shake off your arms, shake off your legs. Woo. Getting a little sand in my face as I do that. Then roll out to the side, push into the floor, and come up to seated position. Okay. Place your hands on your knees as you cross your legs. If it's uncomfortable to cross your legs, then maybe straighten them. Hands on your knees, and just bring your nose towards your chin, doing a little flexion and extension through your spine here. So your nose is coming up, and your nose is coming to your abdomen. Your nose to the sky, your nose to your abdomen. Good. And then let your left hand rest by your side. Inhale up through your right arm and just reach over. A little side bending, just opening all these areas of our spine. Getting our body a bit more mobile, a bit more free. Good. And then come back towards the center and just give everything a good shake off, okay? Roll through your shoulders, okay? And see if you can stand up without using your hands. Once you get up to stand, good shake off, both arms, both legs, okay? Clasp your hands, okay? And then turn your palms face down and just going to do a little movement like this through your wrists. So they're coming up and down and up and down. Good. Just freeing up your wrists, okay? And we'll do both wrists at the same time, okay? We're going to do this movement, okay? So you're going to do it with your fingers really fairly free, okay? If you see some naked Germans behind me, I know they're there. I'll try and blur them out if I have to for the video, okay? And the opposite direction. Good. And then squeeze your hands into fist and see if you can make the same movement with your hands in a fist, okay? And change direction. Good. Good. And then take your arms out wide. So suddenly get a little windier. And make this movement for your elbows. So you're making a little windmill movement. You're going to see if you can make them so that it goes the opposite direction too. Good. And then from there, take your fingertips and your shoulders and let your elbows make big circles. You're working into your shoulder joint. Okay, nice. There we go, saying okay, okay, okay again. I know. You can have a cup of tea every time I say okay. Good. And then shake off, get nice and loose. So if a wee walk around, roll through your shoulders, okay? And we're going, okay. Put your right foot forward and your left foot back. We'll keep working the shoulders. So shift your weight to your front foot and then your back heel. So your front foot and your back heel. And then start to sweep your arm. You can just do half circles if that feels right, or you can do full circles if that feels right. Okay, good. Just let your arm go in the direction of your hips and then shake off the fingers of that hand. Get it really loose and relaxed. Shake off your wrist, your forearm, your elbow, your upper arm, your shoulder, okay? And then shake off the toes of what was your back foot. So the same side as your hand, get the toes really loose. Think about your foot. It's good to think about the body part when you're doing this. Get your ankle really loose, your lower leg, your knee, your upper leg, and your hip, okay? And everything's loose on this side. And then that becomes your front foot. And the other foot, we let it rest as we lift the front foot and we go between the two. So we switch between the front foot and the back foot. And we'll do this again later in the month. There's a few things we can do with this and ideas we can think about. And then start to sweep your opposite arm to your front foot. So your right arm this time. Get it nice and loose. You can do circles if you want to. Circles if you want to. Hopefully you're not seeing that big bare bum. Hopefully the camera's far enough away. Okay, shake off. Shake off. Okay. And then get nice and loose through your fingers, nice and loose through your wrist, loose through your forearm, through your elbow, through your upper arm, through your shoulder. Okay. And then same with the foot. Toes, foot, ankle, lower leg, knee, upper leg, and hip. Okay. Okay, this next thing is really useful to do if you've got a pair of trainers on. So if you're a runner, this is a really nice thing to do just as a section on its own. Take your weight on your left foot and let your right toe rest on the floor and start to circle your knee around, trying to keep everything in your lower leg as loose as possible. Okay, so your lower leg is super loose, relaxed. You can change the directions. Good. And then try the other side. So you're resting on your big toe, you're making circles. And you're trying to keep the foot and the ankle and the calf and the shin all super loose and relaxed. And you can change the directions. Feel that nice mobility coming in. And then you're going to break your feet, let your feet come together. Let your hands come to your knees and start to circle them around like this. Okay. And try the other way. Every time that I say okay, I'm going to sigh at myself. I'll talk about samskaras later in the month, which is the habits that we have according to yoga. It's definitely one of mine. So circling your knees one way and then circling the opposite way. What Desikachar says is yoga should make you smarter than your habits. So hopefully I'm getting there. And then bring your feet wider, take your hands on your hips and start to circle your hips around. Try and keep your head roughly where it is in the same space. You're not throwing your head around. Changing directions. Good. Really nice. I've not done this for a wee while actually. When I was thinking about today's practices, it feels really sweet. Let your feet go a little wider still. Bend your knees, sink your hips, and just sweep from side to side. Going from side to side, maybe tapping one shoulder and the other shoulder. Good. Maybe I'll start a yoga studio, big bare bum yoga. I don't think so. I don't think my teachers would approve. And then from there, let your hands rest on your knees in horse stance and bring one shoulder towards the opposite knee, back to the center, other shoulder, back to the center, one shoulder, back to the center, one shoulder to the opposite knee, back to the center. Reach all the way up, give your arms a shake, your legs a shake. And we're going to take our left hand up into the air and just rest it on the side of our head. Okay. And see if you can, you're not pulling with this hand, you're just letting it rest and letting your ear drop towards your shoulder a bit, and the weight of your hand is only resting there, it's not pulling in any way, so you feel the neck muscles here. And slide that hand underneath and just give your head a little hand up so we don't lose that length here, okay? Reach the other arm up, bring it over to the other side. Let your arm rest, and again, just these massive muscles in our neck. Just freeing up them. Try and let it relax. And then slide your hand underneath, bring your head up. Good. And then just roll through your shoulders. One more thing through our neck. That's dropping our ear to our shoulder a little bit, right? That's the thinking. The other way we can think of is this ear is going to come towards the sky. So we're trying to listen to the sky. So you're reaching up with your ear to the sky. And then do a little roll across the front and reach up this ear towards the sky. Do a little roll towards the front. This ear is reaching up. A little roll to the other side. This ear is reaching up. And then just shrug your shoulders. See how everything feels. Shake off your body. Get nice and loose. And let's see if we can sit down without using our hands too much. Great. Shuffle your hips a little further back. Take your cushion or whatever you're using for sitting on underneath your hips. I'll find a little rock. Put underneath mine. Good. Just something that pops my hips up a little bit. And my hips are relatively open, but I still really like something underneath them for seated work. So let's come back to Jaya breathing before we come to the chant, okay? So we're going to just make our breath slower, smoother and audible just to ourselves, not audible to everybody else in our house or audible to other people in the room, just audible to yourself. If you want to do this lying on your back, take some time to rest on your back. Let yourself relax and rest there. Okay. Let's bring the practice to a close with Asato Mā Sadgamaya. Join in if you know it, just listen, or if you're not interested, mute. It's an option. Om Asato Mā Sadgamaya, Tamaso jyotirgamaya, Mṛtyor amṛtaṁ gamaya. Om śāntiḥ, śāntiḥ, śāntiḥ. Thank you, Sangha. Thank you for day 10 together. Yeah, I hope that you are finding some benefit. Please let me know how things are going for you. If there's, I'll leave some practices that I won't record till later on in January, so that you can let me know if there's things you would like to have explained further, or you'd like me to miss out and add something else. I really want this to be practices that are useful for you. And my teacher's teacher, his son Desikachar, who's passed away sadly, maybe 10 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, wouldn't teach so much sometimes. He would, he would, but quite often he would wait for people to ask him what they want to know. So I'm really happy for you to come to me and leave a comment and email me or whatever you want to do. Send me a letter and let me know what you would like us to do, if there's something that we're not doing that you feel would benefit you, okay? Okay, thank you everybody. Take it easy. See you tomorrow for day 11. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.